All right.
All right.
We're
live?
For like the first time in 2 months now.
Yeah. Welcome back, everyone, to Food God and Other Potpourri Life's podcast. This is special episode 10.
Yes.
We made it to double digits. Woo!
You know, it took forever.
Yeah.
I believe I titled it "We're Back" and special guest. Special.
Oh, don't do that.
Special.
Special guest.
Special guest Nick.
No. So yeah, man. But this is a big deal. Who knew we'd make it to double digits?
Yeah. Honestly, I thought it was gonna be like our D&D game where we kind of just stop and then I don't know if it's gonna start back up again.
You know. So thank you to our audience who's been here for 10 episodes. Thank you. Thank you for all the support. So remember to like, share, comment, subscribe, all those things. Help support the page.
Yes, do that, please.
We have 98 people following our page on Facebook. 2 more, and we're at 100.
You know, I wish those were YouTube subscribers, you know.
Yeah. We appreciate your support regardless. But if you do follow us on Facebook, consider subscribing to us on YouTube.
Or Twitch. Or what? Why not both?
All of them.
Or both.
Yeah, all of them.
So,
all of the above.
All of the above. So there's lots to get through tonight, but we are joined here by my cousin and our very special guest, Nick. Nick, thanks for joining us, man.
Thank you guys for having me. Happy to be here.
By far the furthest anyone has traveled to be on the podcast.
Yes.
Yes.
International.
Yes. Toronto, Canada to Florida.
That's why I came here.
Yeah.
I said I have to be on this podcast. So yeah, pulled out my passport and here I am.
Yep.
Yeah.
Your regular passport, your vaccination passport,
All the passports, everything.
Everything to get here.
You went through a lot.
I went through a lot. It's worth it.
Thank you.
I'm here next to you, man. Yeah, it's worth it.
So, and Paul, you've gone through some big changes. That's why we took a little hiatus here.
Yeah, part of it. The other part we'll talk about. But yeah, my proposal was happening right before we left, and I passed. So
yes.
Yeah, I don't.
So explain the context for the proposal for those who might not know, because I'm not sure for sure if Nick knows.
No, I do not.
He didn't propose to a woman. It's a different type of proposal. Not a proposal of marriage.
I was like, congrats.
Yeah, I'm not married
No.
or not getting married.
Yeah.
But essentially, a proposal is you have a written proposal, which is like a paper describing what you plan on doing research in, what you've done, and kind of like the viability of that project in a way. And then you have a oral proposal in which you're basically presenting to a committee of 4 people, and they will question you. And yeah, sometimes the questioning hurts. And then they all have to agree that you're ready to move to PhD candidacy, which is basically saying you successfully passed your proposal and you get your master's, which is awesome.
It is.
Yeah. So although I'm not finished with school, I still have like 3 more years. And then there's another kind of proposal. It's called dissertation, which I have to present my project as a finished product.
Yes. Essentially, he's made a promise to his proposal, to his committee, saying, if I do all of these things, is that good enough to be doctor?
Yes.
At the end of my time here? And they say either yes or no or maybe. We have questions. They always have questions.
They always have
They always have questions.
If there's no questions, that's not good.
Exactly. So, yes. Good job, Paul. Congratulations.
Congrats.
Very happy for you, buddy. That's a big deal. And another student in our lab, she also defended. She'll be on the podcast later on this season.
She's supposed to be here today, but
she'll get there.
You know,
she was busy.
So I was
kind of shy.
Yeah, I was the second option.
Welcome, first alternate. That's why you're special. That's what the special is. No, oh my gosh, just busting you up. So,
first alternate.
Yeah.
First place loser.
Oh my gosh.
Sorry.
Oh my goodness. So
you're not a loser.
Okay, that's fine.
Off to the
usual. You're just special.
Off to the usual start that our audience should grow accustomed to for this podcast.
And then the second part of why we're 2 months late on returning, is that our lab has moved locations, which was a big deal. I had a lot of work to do. It took 3 weeks to get packed and then moved and then unpacked.
Yes.
So it took quite some time and a lot of work.
Quite the endeavor, but we have a really good team. It was teamwork made the dream work, and that we're so lucky to have the group of people that we do, because pretty much every day for those 3 weeks during the week it was packing nonstop or unpacking nonstop. And the first day that, guess what, the movers were like, of all days that we could come and move your stuff from one location to another, why don't we pick that to be the first day of the semester where all of the undergrads, because here in Florida, we're open, okay? Students are back fully in the dorms and fully in person and all that good stuff. And irrespective of what your take is on that, moving in that time is not a nice thing because there's just so much foot traffic.
Oh, yeah.
You're just weaving in and out of people.
And no one knows where they're going.
Yes, and they're asking you, and they're asking the movers, and these people are just carrying boxes. That's what they're here to do. And at the same time, some of these boxes contain a couple $100,000 worth of equipment.
Yes, fragile equipment.
And yeah, that was not an easy day for any of us. And our mentor, the head of the lab, he was doing a great job in overseeing everything, and really kept us motivated, kept us in tune with things. And he will also be on the podcast.
Will he?
At some point this season.
So we're doing 9 episodes a season?
9 episodes a season. It's season 1 is over, and we're on to season 2.
Oh, I forgot to put that in the title.
It's all right. You know.
Only the select viewers that are watching right now.
Just like those viewers who saw episode 1.
Yeah, fixed it. We will have this episode recorded.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
so yeah, Nick, thank you for joining us, man.
Thank you for having me. Excited to be here.
Nice. So, you are a big movie buff.
Yes.
You like your movies.
I like my movies.
You watch movies, then tell me if they're good or not, and then I make my decision as to whether I watch them based on your recommendations.
Yes. Yes, we've done that a few times actually.
Done that a few times.
Earlier today.
Yeah, I have seen 4 or 5 less Fast and the Furious movies because of your recommendations. So, the Fast and Furious movies come out, and Nick's like, no good.
Yeah.
No good.
I mean, I went into it with an open mind. I said, maybe this wouldn't be really good compared to the previous 5. I mean, they keep making movies because they clearly have an audience. They, the movies sell. But I think those of us who maybe, saw the original ones, the beginning of the franchise, the ones that came out in 2000, where it was, it was exciting. It was about the street racing, and you got to know all these characters, and we as the audience quickly, we witnessed that become just, I would say, just a typical Hollywood blockbuster with impossible stunts, gravity defying, cars becoming spaceships, just jumping off a cliff and just happening to land on something soft. That kind of, So
Nick, it sounds like you're in an abusive relationship with the Fast and the Furious franchise.
Yeah,
I went in with an open mind. I thought it'd be different, and I just doors shut on my face.
Me coming on this podcast is a cry for help.
and you keep going back.
Yes, I keep going back to happier. Yeah,
you rationalize what's going on, and then you're just coming back for more.
Yeah, I was like, go back to the first one.
Nick, this isn't a podcast; it's an intervention. Nick, we love you. We care about you. We're here to help.
You can do it. No.
You can do it.
Go watch the other one.
Yeah, two more are coming out. So
oh my gosh,
we'll watch that.
Yeah,
I think the Star Wars franchise has kind of dropped lately as well. I mean, the first, I would say 5 were like really good, with like one in between though bad.
Yeah. We don't talk about episode. Okay, for those of the people who like to rag on episode 1 of Star Wars, you have to understand that was the Star Wars that came out when I was 6 years old. Okay, I didn't know Star Wars. I barely knew movies, okay? I just saw, that was my introduction to Jedi. So that's why it's always iconic for me. I understand Jar Jar Binks. I understand the Gungans. I understand all of these things that people say. It will always be near and dear to my heart, even as terrible as a movie it is. The same thing as 1998 Godzilla, okay? The one where he's a dinosaur in New York. Always special to me. No one can take that away.
That is true.
It is special. Now I'm the one in the abusive.
Yeah.
So
It's a family intervention.
It was a special time.
You know what's stronger than a podcast? Family.
Fast and the Furious, right? Oh gosh, but yeah, no, that was fun. Yeah, good point though.
So, do you guys also have bad movie night? Do you guys?
Oh no, we don't do
No.
bad movie night.
No.
Yeah, that is a good idea.
We do scary movie night.
Yes.
Okay.
We've done that, yes.
We do scary movies, but Paul and I, in case you don't know, Nick, Paul and I will meet up with each other, get food and sometimes apple juice, and we will.
Is that what we're calling it?
Yeah, exactly. Dr. Munoz has coined that one. It's apple juice from now on.
Okay.
We get pizza and apple juice, and we watch. It has to be under a 4 on IMDb. Under a 4 star. Under a 4 out of 10.
We try to aim for a 1 star.
Yes.
1 out of 5.
like the Sharknado.
No, like Velocipaster.
That was so bad.
A raptor that went to
No.
Sunday school.
A pasture that turned
Oh,
into a raptor.
I heard pastor.
Yeah, it is.
Okay.
Pastor. It's
Yes.
a pastor who turns into a Velociraptor werewolf style. Okay?
I said that as a joke. I didn't know it was actually okay.
That it is self-explanatory.
Okay.
Attack of the Killer Couch. We've
That was
also watched.
so bad.
Right. This is the couch. But yeah, these are Bigfoot Spring Break.
I haven't seen that one.
Oh no, we haven't. We've been suggested it though a number of times. So this is bad movie night. But Nick and I do scary movie night.
Yes.
Because we really enjoy scary movies.
Indeed, we do. We've watched a few over the years. How old were we when I came to visit Canada for the first time? We were in your basement watching Jaws.
Oh my gosh.
That was
that was
2002, 2003.
No, earlier than all that.
Yeah.
I think it's 2001. No, 2. I think you're right.
Yeah. So we used to do that all the time. We'd go down.
You guys are
Just-
old.
Yeah.
And that was when Jaws was celebrating. Imagine this. I'll date it even worse than that. That VHS.
Yeah.
Two.
You know what that is?
I know what a VHS
Yeah.
is. Yes.
He's in our lab. He knows what a VHS is and DVD is and all that stuff. So it was in a 2 VHS special edition cassette tape for the 25th anniversary of Jaws. That's how dated this
Well, it's a
was.
classic, right?
Yeah.
I think, yeah. So it's one of those movies, every generation, I think, would enjoy it.
Yes, and this is of course the one with Robert Shaw and Richard Dreyfuss.
The original, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Again, the franchise continued. Sequels went up to what, 4 or 5?
4.
Yeah, and there was
Jaws. The second one was like, okay, we're getting towards the end of this now, but it was still passable. Then the third one, once they launched, what's his name? Rob Schneider, the main guy, sheriff in Jaws. Once they lost him, it was over.
The one I found cool. There was one where they, based in SeaWorld.
That's the third one.
That's the third one. Okay. Yeah.
It was so bad though. The graphics are so
I know, but
bad.
it was just so fast from a kid's perspective.
Oh, and that was Jaws 3D, and it was.
You know what 3D is?
It was the worst.
Yes, I know.
Okay.
Wait. Hold on. Oh, is it the polarized 3D or is it the red and blue 3D?
No. It is. This is. It's like when 3D.
They both have glasses.
When the 3D was first coming out, you don't even need to watch this with glasses. It just looks like the shark is coming out of the screen in the most cheesy way possible. This was like one of the first 3D films that was ever done. It's terrible. There is no other word for it. The 3D effects are ridiculous. If you want to load up on Apple Juice one night and watch a movie, I strongly recommend Jaws 3D. Okay?
Didn't they recently come out?
Apple juice.
Didn't they come out with like a kind of Jaws-like movie. It was like the Megalodon.
The
yeah.
Meg.
Yeah, the
The
Meg.
Meg.
Jason Statham. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I saw that. It was on Netflix. I just for the heck of it, I watched it. I think last year.
Canadian Netflix, very different to U.S.
Okay,
Netflix.
so that's right. Yeah.
I'm like,
Would you like me to tell you about it, and then you'll decide if you want to watch it?
no, I've already watched it.
Okay.
But yeah, the fourth Jaws, Jaws the Revenge, that was.
I don't think I remember that one.
That's got our grandpa in it. Grandpa Kane.
Oh, Alfred.
Alfred.
Yeah.
We have a very
Yeah.
distant through marriage relation to Michael Caine, and we ham it up.
Yeah, he does not know we exist.
Nope.
He does not know any of us, but we'll milk that.
Milk it for all it's worth.
Yeah.
We went to see Dark Knight Rises, and we're
Yeah.
like, Grandpa Kane.
Yeah.
It's terrible.
Like
Wow.
if I go to the bank and they deny me like a mortgage loan or something, I'm like, do you have any idea who I am?
Yeah.
Do you know who my uncle is?
Yeah.
So from the audience, there's a fun fact. Original 3D movies were played in the movie theater as early as 1920s.
Wow.
Wow.
So
So it wasn't one of the first 3D movies. Wait,
go
look, it didn't come a
get
far away.
fact checked.
Yeah. Was that him or me?
That was him.
That
Okay,
was
good. My first time, I want to be,
I would
Yeah.
rather watch one of those 3D movies from the 20s than Jaws 3D. I assure you. Yeah, that's not okay. But
Yeah, we'll just have Knox send a recommendation.
Yep,
Mhm.
exactly.
He was from that era, right?
Yeah.
Any recommendations? What movies to discuss?
What do you think about the Iron Man Trilogy? Because honestly, that's my favorite Marvel trilogy, just because I really like Iron Man.
I enjoyed it. I think the Iron Man movies. How many Marvel movies were there? 22?
Something like that.
22? Yeah. So I think those 3 Iron Man movies I enjoyed, more than the others. But is that because of the movie itself or because of Robert Downey Jr. and what he brings to those type of roles?
I mean, that's kind of just like Pirates of the Caribbean with.
I
Johnny
watch it
Depp.
for Johnny Depp. Yep,
Mhm.
100%.
Let's be
True.
honest.
Yes.
Johnny Depp makes the whole
That is
franchise.
true. That is true. Yeah.
And I would also say, oh goodness, Jeffrey Rush, the guy who plays Captain Barbossa. Those two developed a very interesting chemistry that the franchise realized, wow, this works.
Yeah, they hate each other.
We
but
have to
yeah.
bring this guy back from the dead
Yeah.
because it works
Yeah.
so well.
Mhm.
And yeah, but yeah, definitely Johnny Depp though.
Yeah, I don't think because there've been about 2 pirates that have come out without Johnny Depp in it.
What?
I think so. There were a few pirate movies that came out without Johnny Depp.
Oh,
There was 1 or 2.
really?
Yeah, because with that whole the allegations with his wife or something that Disney dropped him or so.
I don't think it's on the new Magical Beast series that he's got dropped from,
Okay. Yes.
which
Okay.
is probably going to ruin the franchise, in my
Yes.
opinion.
Mhm.
Oh, the crimes of
Grindelwald. Yeah. And I enjoyed the first one, and so that'll be
It's taken out like a main character out of the movie.
Let's be honest, it's a character we want to see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so
Yeah, I'm like, this is Harry Potter, solid 7 movies.
yes,
Solid, well, 8.
yeah.
I have actually not watched the last few movies
Mhm.
of Harry Potter.
Yeah, they're good.
Yeah, that's I'm definitely a Potterhead. Read all the books.
You're a pothead?
Potterhead. Just because I'm from Toronto, man.
Yeah.
Do not assume.
Gosh.
Are you assuming his gender?
No, I'm assuming his weed, his affliction for weed. That's what I'm assuming.
Anyways, Potterhead. Yeah, I read all. I think back because I was back in Guyana, South America, and I think the first one came to theaters.
Wait, Ghana?
Sure. Yeah. South America, Guyana.
We get that confusion
Yes.
all the time. When we say for me, like it's like my parents are from Guyana. Oh, Africa, Ghana. Like no, South America. Okay, north
Guyana.
of Brazil, next to Venezuela, Guyana.
Yes. I think mom took me to take it maybe in '97. That's I could be getting the years wrong. I don't remember when it came out. But I remember watching the first movie, loved it, and I said, "Wait, they're books." And the Harry Potter series, I think that's what got me into reading. I started reading the Harry Potter series and just couldn't stop.
First movie came out in 2000s, no?
You could be right.
I don't know.
For some reason,
look it
I'm
up.
remembering the 90s, like 99.
Could be.
Yeah, when it was released, and it would come to South America later.
Yeah.
You know,
a German's favorite year. 1999.
Says Harry Potter's first movie was released in 2001.
Okay, so
2001.
so that's probably
Yeah.
So it was and that those books got me into reading, and I read them over and over for years.
Wow.
Thanks,
Didn't
Max.
you have a special edition of the
Yes.
first one?
Yes, I forgot about that. Yes.
Oh my goodness.
So when I guess J.K. Rowling got this deal with one of the big publishing companies, and they were getting the proper boxed gift set. Whatever year it was, I don't remember, but the first 500 copies of the first one, Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone, the first 500 copies were printed with a error on one of the pages, a publishing error. There is a page where Harry gets his list from Hogwarts, and lists everything. You know, you can have a toad and an owl. He needs robes and this and that. And 1/1 was listed twice. So the first 500 copies were printed with that. And so there are only 500 copies that exist in the world. And I just happened to own one of them. And I think I remember a couple of years ago, a mint condition one sold for, I don't remember, like either 15,000 or 50. Maybe 15 is a little more realistic, but it was definitely up there, double digits.
So the reason why you're remembering 97 was that's when the first Harry Potter book came out. Yes.
Yeah. So I when I figured it out, I mean, I would never sell. It's not mint condition. You know, you're a 10-year-old reading. You're gonna mess up the pages a bit. Apple juice, actual apple juice.
Actual apple juice.
Yeah. So yeah, I remember when I found out, I wasn't really excited at the value of it. I was just excited that, you know, it's a you know, really cool piece of the franchise that me and 500 people in the world share.
Yeah, you have a piece of history.
Yeah, so
Even if
it's just
it's not mint condition,
Well,
it's probably still really valuable.
Yeah, definitely, and I would never sell it. I think right now it's I think it's still in New York. One of my cousins.
Oh, nice.
One of my cousins, and told them, and they're just keeping it safe. But yeah, it's really cool. I would never consider selling it. It's
Nice.
definitely happy to own that.
Yes. So we make a habit of going to Harry Potter World pretty much every time you're here.
We should do that.
We should do that.
What are you doing? What are you doing Friday?
And on Friday?
You want to go Friday?
Let's go
Let's
Friday.
go Friday.
Let's
Done.
go Friday.
Let's go Friday.
Wait, what's Friday?
We just decided we're gonna go to
Harry
Harry
Potter
Potter World.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
We like to have the butterbeer.
Yeah, one of the viewers actually just said he sold a mint foil Charizard for $50 when he was a kid,
Oh, that's gonna okay. No.
which
Yeah.
right now is probably a few $1,000s of value.
What's their name?
Benji.
Okay. Hi Benji, I'm Nick. So when I first when did we meet? Probably when I was 7 originally, because he was in North America, I was in South America, and when I first moved and visited him, Yu-Gi-Oh and Beyblades.
Yeah.
And I remember we were just getting into it, and we got the booster packs, and I opened it, and mine it just happened to be Dark Magician, which is probably one of the most popular cards in the game, and we're kids, we didn't know any better, and we decided we didn't want my cards to get mixed up with his, so my grandmother took a Sharpie and took the Dark Holographic and wrote Nick on it. So I don't know the exact cost, but I know definitely mint condition Holographic Dark Magician is definitely up there in terms of value, and mine has giant Nick.
You see, here's the thing. My question about Dark Magician, I don't know which one it is, because I remember there's the holographic one that came. Super nerdy. If you're not interested in Yu-Gi-Oh cards, we'll move on here in a second. But this is There's the holographic Dark Magician. Humor me, please. There's the holographic Dark Magician. And then there's the one that's not holographic, but he looks green. It's the old school one.
Yes, yeah.
Right?
I remember that one.
I'm not sure which one is more valuable because I know the holographic one came in the Yugi starter deck, right? That was like
Well, there are
just
episode,
like
there are episodes based on that one.
just with the holographic Blue Eyes that came with Kaiba's starter deck,
Blue Eyes.
right?
I think, if I'm not mistaken, like the first gen copies are probably the most
valuable. Yeah, the non-holographic one, the one where he looks green, because I'm like, it's just so. That's like the old school one.
Anyone knows how to get Sharpie off of 20-year-old cards?
without destroying it.
Yeah.
Not destroying.
I mean, again, the same thing.
I'd never sell it.
I would never sell it. You know, it sucks that it's defaced like that, but because I was 8, I didn't know any better, and I was like, yeah, I don't want this guy to get my cards. Yeah, I should have written on his. Should just write his name on his. So yeah, all of mine, have Nick written on it, and one of them is the Dark Magician. So
Push my cable off.
yeah,
Yeah. So yeah, man. No, that is.
just took a nice trip down memory lane.
It's interesting how your childhood stuff comes back, and
Yeah.
it's like, wow, that's actually valuable now.
There's a lot of valuable Pokemon cards out, like really, really valuable cards.
Oh man, that's like, I never really got into Pokemon.
I didn't either. I was Yu-Gi-Oh, Beyblades, Magic the Gathering.
My brother-in-law just made me play Magic the Gathering for the first time. I'm terrible at it, but
It's
yeah.
Never did you Pokemon?
no.
Oh,
I do have some Pokemon cards downstairs. I just never played it.
You want me to write your name on them?
No, I don't.
Yeah, those are my Pokemon. Definitely, watch the original. Don't poke me. Not poke the man.
Pokemon.
Yeah, so I watched I think every day after school, 4:30 in the afternoon, episode of Pokemon, the original. I think it's called the Kanto. So yeah, Pokemon's definitely a big part of the childhood.
Yes. Everyone now in this generation knows Pokemon Go.
Yes, I never played it ever. I never downloaded it. I just remember leaving work one day in Toronto. I'm walking down by the Harbourfront, one of the busiest places in Toronto, and I see hundreds of people in the park. I'm like, what's going on? And they're all looking at their phones. I'm like, oh, okay. Never played it, but I heard it was a lot of fun.
So apparently, illustrated version of Pikachu from the 1998 Japanese promo card just sold for $375,000.
Okay, I'd sell it for that much.
Yeah, I think
there's no card that has that amount of
It's
sentiment.
a PSA 7, so it's not even perfect condition.
Oh yeah. I'm like, there's no card that I would keep
when it's at that. I think so.
Worth 6 digit. Take it.
So
Give me my money.
Okay, so you had blue eyes. So let's say
Yeah.
someone said $15K for your blue eyes. What do you think? Would you?
For a blue eyes?
Yeah.
Regular holographic blue eyes?
Which one?
So-
Do you have any of the
Yeah.
other ones? Yeah. So which one? The holographic is
Yeah.
the rare one. Yeah. So they said $15K for yours. Would you?
Take it.
Really?
Yeah.
So
The $15K.
first edition Charizard holographic,
Yeah.
369,000.
Yeah, I'm selling.
Yeah, I'd sell that.
It's actually his card importium. Everything's gotta go.
Yeah.
Gotta go. The highest bidder.
Yeah, 15K. Yeah, I think that would be a little too low for me.
How much do I look at that card?
No,
Not
it's
at
just
all.
yeah, but it's something special. It's something special so many people would love to have. So I feel like
I'll keep my 3 Egyptian god cards. Take all the rest of them. Take
Really?
all the rest of them. I have my.
Are we talking
3
about like the old school 3 Egyptian gods?
Yeah. Not whatever Yu-Gi-Oh! GX horribleness happened with the present generation. I'm sorry, new generation, about
Yeah.
what happened to you and Yu-Gi-Oh! It got bad. Just terrible. No, I'm talking.
I think at one point they were riding motorcycles
Yeah.
and dueling at the same time.
No. I'm sorry. No,
sounds awesome.
I'm
What,
talking.
which was weird is when you lost, your motorcycle got disabled.
Oh, I just stopped.
Kids, do not ride motorcycles and play Yu-Gi-Oh.
No.
Don't do that.
Nah, we from the old school. You lose,
Yeah.
you go to the Shadow Realm.
Yes.
Okay. It's
And we don't wear helmets.
Oh, so
Obelisk the Tormentors, Life of the Sky Dragon, Wing Dragon of Ra.
so
I was seriously
basically,
gonna say Wingardium Leviosa.
so Benji's Charizard that he sold for $50 would have been that $369,000
And-
card.
oh.
Benji.
Today.
Benji,
Benji, we love you, man.
yeah, I'm here for you.
Hearts go out to you. This is your intervention too. This is the therapy session, FGP nerd therapy session for your trading cards.
Yes.
It's oh my goodness. Yeah, no, I'll that's the thing. I have my attachment to my 3 Egyptian god cards. All the rest, take it. I'll take the money. That's my.
What was it? Scyther the Sky.
Slifer.
Cypher.
Cypher.
The
Sky Dragon.
The
Sky
red,
Dragon.
the red one. That was mine. Yeah.
The blue one was the
Obelisk, the Tormentor.
The Tormentor. I think the last one was
Gold.
The
Winged Dragon of Ra.
yeah, Winged Dragon of Ra, which was like the golden bird.
It kind of looked like King Ghidorah.
Yeah.
Godzilla.
Yep. This is. It's a trip down memory lane.
Yeah,
I don't know how much of our audience is
Yeah,
resonating with this, but this
I'm
is
so
this
sorry.
is
Yeah.
important. Okay, this is our childhood.
This is history. You know.
Speaking of history, someone forwarded. I saw on Facebook something. Nick Jr. brought back Steve from Blue's
I
Clues.
saw that. I teared up. Yes.
It was so sad.
Yeah.
If you're a '90s kid, okay, and you grew up with Steve on Blue's Clues, not Joe. We don't talk about Joe. Steve.
Yeah.
You go on, look up Steve's video that it was released by Nick Jr. like yesterday or something. He has a message for you.
Yeah, it's
A message of friendship.
yeah.
You need this in your life.
I didn't know I needed it until
Mail time.
Yep, exactly.
I didn't know I needed it until I saw it, and I was like, wow, this is.
Here comes a mail. It never fails. It makes me want to wag my tail when it comes. I want to wail. Mail.
I can't believe you still remember that.
Yep.
I know.
Till the end. Steve till I die. Okay. This is that was my show. But yeah, no, that's fun. Yeah, man. So, yeah, childhood was fun. You and I have had a few fun experiences throughout our childhood and adolescence.
I think because when I first came and visited North America, I was introduced to all these cousins that, I've never met before, and I think you and I hit it off, and I think since then it was just you and I, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
So those who don't know, they have a big family, like a really big family.
Yeah. Family's too big. I love y'all if y'all watch it,
Yeah.
but y'all too much.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't see half y'all. I miss y'all, but I can't.
Yeah.
I can't.
It's okay, we're here for
Yeah,
you.
we're here. Yeah. Yeah.
I could, in all honesty, I could use about half the family that I have, and that'd still be too much.
Yeah, I just
You
have
know?
you, and sometimes like,
You just asked Thanos.
yeah.
Exactly. Oh my gosh.
Oof.
Perfectly balanced as all things should be. The Narayan's not perfectly balanced as all things should be.
show up and put different tamarind ball in it.
Yeah. Yeah. That's but yeah, no, we've got a big family, man.
Indeed, yeah.
Very big family.
I think both of us, both mom and dad sides are pretty big, yeah.
Pretty large families.
Yeah.
So it's also why I won't date a Guyanese girl. Sorry. It just I don't want to run the risk of bumping into her at the family reunion, okay? It's too much of a risk. You have to understand, my great-grandfather and his 2 brothers averaged 12 kids. 113, 112, 111. Okay? That's my grandfather's generation. That risk is way too high for as small of a country as Guyana is. I'm like, I'm not a gambling man. I don't play roulette. I don't do none of that. I was like, nope. Y'all just keep your money. I will go elsewhere. And
You go
look.
play with his Yu-Gi-Oh card.
Yeah, go play my Yu-Gi-Oh cards. I'll find wifey elsewhere. Okay? Anywhere else. But I was like, Guyanese too much of a risk. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's true. It is amazing. You can bump into someone and, a lot of times you'll say there's some sort of connection.
Yep.
Maybe not blood, but you're like, oh, your family owned this store. Yes, I used to go there. Or does this person still work there? Oh, yeah. What's your? I think just the other day, a friend at work, he had one of his homegirls was saying, oh, what are you doing this weekend? He's like, oh, I'm hanging out with Nick, and oh, he's a Guyanese too. And then she says, "Oh, what's his last name?" And said my last name. And then she says, "Oh yeah, my mom had friends like that back in Guyana. I think one's name was this, that, and that." And she listed my dad and his two brothers. I'm like, yeah, she knows my family.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was pretty amazing.
Exactly. I think, you know what, talking to my family about their relation and stuff has helped me network now as a professional, because it's find the connection, right? And I'm used to like the older generation in our family going, "Oh, that's your Bauji Bausi, uncle, sister, nephew, child."
Yeah. I was like, one second, write this down. Yeah.
And for those of you who are not West Indian or Guyanese, some of those you would be familiar with. Some of those are not, and they're unique.
Yeah.
My favorite is Pua.
I mean, a lot of people in the world have connections to Genghis Khan.
Yes, that is
Yeah.
another good point. Yes.
Yep.
Like a good percentage of the world.
Yep.
Yes. And we know why.
He did a lot of conquering.
Yes.
This is apple juice and conquering. Those are the two code words. But yeah, no, that's yeah, no, I seriously think that that's helped me network, because it's, oh, you're a professor at this university. Well, I've met this person, and are you familiar with this person's work? Like, making those connections happens very quickly for me. And I think it's because, you know, I kid my family for being so large, but I think that helps me now as a professional sort of navigate these situations. So yeah, Paul's kitten's attacking his chair, and he's defensive about his chair.
It is a very nice chair.
It's okay, buddy. She didn't mean to. She's just a kitten. She doesn't know. She's just like, well, I could scratch the chair or not. So,
I'll try.
but yeah, no, man, it's good. And Nick, as I said, Nick and I have had many a fun story. So going from youngsters to teenagehood and getting into all kinds of interesting, fun
Yeah.
troubles.
Yeah.
The troubles.
Mhm. The back of that cop car was really uncomfortable. Anyways, moving on.
Moving on. It's an anecdote. But yeah. Paul's just looking at us like, who am I doing this podcast with?
Who are you people?
Yeah. You
okay.
people. You got yourself. You people. What do you mean by that? No.
Help.
I'm just
I'm being hostage.
I'm just kidding, Paul.
Being held hostage.
Oh my goodness. No, but yeah, no, Nick and I were okay, this is the most bougie instance of racial profiling that you'll ever hear. So please this story comes with that disclaimer. So I think we're coming back. Oh gosh, what year was this?
This was 2011.
11?
I was living in New York at the time. You were in Florida, and I came to visit you for summer vacation.
As you regularly do.
Yes, as I usually did. And
Yeah.
I think we went out to dinner.
Yep.
And we came back, and this was about, I'd say about 11 p.m.
Earlier than that.
You think?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Let's say 10. It was later, but then again, it's summer. You know,
Yeah.
kids are out.
Yeah.
So, go ahead. Yeah.
So now Nick set it up perfectly. So we're on our way back from dinner, and we had a habit of, when we're coming back home, to ask our parents, okay, can you just drop us off at this point, and we'll walk the rest of the way home. Nick, myself, and my sister, who's 6 years older than me.
She was 18 at the time.
Yeah, she's 18
Yes.
at the time.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're walking home, and you know, so there's a sidewalk to walk through our community, and then there's the golf course to walk through our community. Mm-hmm. We elected to take the golf course route because it was the middle of the night. There's no golfers.
No one's around. It's,
Yeah.
you know,
As there are many golf courses in Florida.
Yes, and it's like we're not walking like on the grass. We're walking on like the where they drive the golf carts, right? And there's a lot of there's elderly people around in my community, so you know we're out there. We're being stupid. We're being teenagers.
Yeah.
Not defacing any property.
Yeah, we weren't doing anything.
Yeah.
If anything, I think just for fun, we were just like sprinting and stopping,
Sprint.
like innocent quick games of tag, just for fun. you know?
Exactly. And you know we're running around, and then all of a sudden, like I run across the street, and over the crosswalk to the other side. And then I keep running. And my sister and Nick follow close behind. And we notice a car, like this gold car, pulls off to the side of the road, right? And I'm seeing it from a distance. I'm like, oh, snap, some old codger, sort of come by and they're going to, oh, what are you kids doing?
Yeah, like give us an innocent scolding or
Because
something.
that's happened to me in the community.
Yeah, right.
Right?
So.
And I'm like, okay, whatever. So I come by. Sarah and Nick are closer. So I hand it over to you, Nick.
You sure?
I hand it over.
So we saw that, and again, not thinking anything. It was almost like funny. So we were like, yeah, let's just run home.
Yeah, because the person came out of the car and it's like, hey, right?
Did you say that?
Yeah.
Okay. So we were just like, oh shoot, we disturbed someone. So I'm like, let's just get home, whatever.
Let's just book it.
And we did. And then I looked to my left and see Ack do a perfect somersault. And I said, wow, that's impressive if he decided to do it on purpose. Instead, it was, I guess, a tent that had one of the spikes.
It was so when they have like the young sapling oak trees, the ropes to hold them like straight?
Yeah.
I tripped clean over
his
one
shin,
of those.
his shin connected, and he flipped. So his shin was busted open.
Just like I tripped over, fell over, just continued running. I didn't feel anything.
Yeah, adrenaline, right? So you didn't feel it.
And all of a sudden, I looked down. We stopped running from the random old person.
Yeah. I think we're in the middle of the golf.
Yeah,
we're still on the sidewalk thing. Right?
It's on the sidewalk thing.
So
and I look down, and like I feel like my shin is starting to sting. I look down. It is just Paul. It is just. Paul has an issue with gory stuff sometimes, so even just picturing things can be too much for Paul, and we really don't want him fading on the podcast. So if you have a similar thing, this is your warning. Mm-hmm. But yeah, it's just dripping down blood, just absolutely. I got messed up. That rope absolutely messed me up. I'm done now, Paul. So,
yeah, so that happened. So at that point, I think, we kept running, we stopped. And then I remember asking, something's wrong with my light. We looked and we put the flashlight on our phone and we see that. And we're like, oh, wow. All right, this is serious now. Like, let's, stop and...
Yeah.
And you want to continue?
Yeah, go ahead.
And I remember, so we're there, we're just, looking down and looking at it. And I remember from my sphere, hey, was it put your hands, something like that, right?
Yeah, so what happened was that little did we know that old person that we saw was a cop.
Which probably don't like it when people run away from them.
You might be up to some suspicious activity.
That might put you on the list for something suspicious.
Right? So we are stopped. We're about to start walking over to the sidewalk.
Yeah, at this point, we're stopped horsing around. We're stopped. We're like, let's get him home. Let's just walk casually and get him home.
I'm dying, right?
Yeah.
Not actually, but bleeding profusely. And this cop, he turns on his flashlight.
Mm-hmm. We were startled, I remember.
And I was just like, we didn't hear him, nothing. Another thing I didn't hear. We'll get to that story in a second. But, he just turns on his flashlight. And he's like, hey. And we looked around. And all of a sudden, there is a police officer behind us. And correct me if I'm wrong, but I am 95% sure he had his right hand on his hip.
He did.
Yeah.
He did. That's when we're like, what is happening? I was like, what just happened?
Yeah.
And then, so obviously he witnessed 3 individuals run away from him. Probably what doesn't make the situation better is that he arrives on the scene, 3, individuals sweaty, out of breath, and 1 is covered in blood. Probably does not look to. They've probably been trained for these kind of situations. I remember just being in a state of shock originally because I was like, "What is happening? Like, why is a cop here? Like, what just happened?" Right? I remember being very flustered originally, and he's like, "All right, let's." You explain. He's like, "What happened?" You explained it, but they're not gonna believe you at that point. At this point, they just need to get us off. So we walked off the course onto the street.
Yep, onto the sidewalk.
How many squad cars were there, Ak?
7.
There were
plus 2 K9
yeah,
units.
so that means and they're flashing lights and they are K9 units. So that means
they were in a cul-de-sac and it's just lined with cop cars.
So that means that when we were going through we were horsing around in the golf course, someone reported us, maybe 3 suspicious individuals. I don't know why they don't think we're suspicious, but and they called
Melanie, my old friend.
Yeah, so we were clearly we were kids, but so they called them, and I guess they sent one patrol car first. Would be the person we saw and just thought it was like an innocent guard, like we decided to run, and that's when he called the backup.
To our credit, though, he never identified himself.
That is true.
Police.
He did not.
He didn't say stop police or anything.
He did have his hand on his gun.
It was hey when we were up the street running from him. Because if this is just personal. If a officer was to ever say stop and I knew it was an officer or something, why would I run away? That's the stupidest thing to do.
Also, I'm like, if you're following a suspect, isn't there sirens have to be on?
Well,
Unless they're trying to sneak up on us. I don't know. I'm not sure. So I guess when he originally saw us run, he called in a backup and they brought the K9 unit. So I'm assuming if they didn't find us, they would have released the dogs to come get us.
Those doggies were barking.
Yeah, so...
No, I was not okay with that.
And you're already covered in stuff, so
I'm covered in blood. Yeah. I was a lot skinnier back then, too. So I was just a bag of bones and blood at that point.
Yeah, they got bones ready.
I'm a doggy buffet.
Yeah, and I remember...
I'm a doggy bag.
Yeah. Your takeout container. Yeah.
Oh, that was bad. That was a bad pun.
Yeah, and so we get escorted to the cul-de-sac now, and they're trying to understand why it is that we ran. We're just like, we didn't know you were cops. Why are you bleeding? I tripped over one of the rope thingies, right? And then they say, okay, right? Like, sort of not believing us. They split the 3 of us up. So one cop, the officer who stopped us on the golf course initially, he took me. Another officer took Nick, went to another part of the cul-de-sac. Another officer took my sister, went to another part of the cul-de-sac. And we each went through a different amount of either questioning, pat down, interesting lines of questioning. I will recount my line of questioning.
I got the same one as you.
But Nick got a bit extra.
Yeah, I mean, I that's kind of my fault. I may have gotten a little mouthy.
Yeah,
may have gotten a little mouthy.
But so. you got
allegedly.
You got a pat down though.
I got a lot more than a pat. No, okay, let me. Hold on. Wait. Yeah,
you got friendly with the cop afterwards.
Yeah, no. Well, tell your side.
My question. So the questions. So it started out. Okay, where do you go to school?
Do you live around here?
Do you live around here? Right. Blah blah blah. What's your name? Da da da. And he's filling out a form. Now this is also when you live with like immigrant parents. I just see him filling out the form. I'm like, oh my gosh, my parents are gonna see that and give me such a thumping when I get home.
Yeah, your other foot's gonna be bleeding.
I'm so dead. I'm dead and buried at this point, right? And he's just filling it out. And look, and he's like, okay, are you part of any gangs? Do you have any tattoos? Do you have any piercings? I'm like, no.
West Side.
You see? Right.
Yeah, I don't think if we broke out into dance, that would have made the situation any better. Yeah. We'll try that next time.
Right. And no, but this guy, I was okay with all that. There's nothing wrong with that. You're asking questions. The last question got me. Part of any terrorist groups. What? Excuse me? Right? First of all, you think I'm going to admit it to you if that was You got me. You know what? I respect your line of questioning so much, I'll just admit to it. I'm like, no? Also?
Yeah.
I get enough of that at the airport, okay? I don't need you asking me. So, but yeah, no, I was like, okay, that's odd. He made me walk the line, right? To see if I was drinking. I wasn't. I was like, what? If
Sai was 18.
I was 13. Hold on. 12. I could have been. I had to be older than that.
No. Sai was 21.
Yeah.
Sai was 21.
That makes more sense. I was 15.
And I was 17.
16.
Or about that, yeah. That makes it. Sai was 21. Yeah. That's what it was.
So, yeah, exactly. So I was like, no, I was 15. And I was like, no, I haven't been drinking. And but yeah, that was sort of the end of mine. Nick got a bit more. Nick got a bit more than I did.
So I got I got the mean one, which maybe they say, hey, send the mean one to the mean kid. Maybe that's what it was. I got the same line of questioning, but this was the first time I kind of experienced this. I felt the line of questioning was, I'm guilty until proven innocent. Mm-hmm. That's how I felt. Everything was assumed, and
also, not to interrupt, up to now, no one has helped me with my leg. I'm still gushing at this point.
He's still bleeding out. And
there's nothing. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, and I remember, and again, like I'm 17. I never was exposed to cops.
You were 15.
17, 16.
I was 15.
He was 15. Yeah.
He's a year older.
I was
year and a half.
I was junior year in high school, so 16, 17 around there.
Yeah.
I wasn't 18 yet because I remember two of us were minors.
Yep.
And I remember him asking me these questions, and I think I started getting a little frustrated with him because I remember he was like, well, this looks very suspicious. I said, yeah, you know what? I understand. I said, let me explain what happened. I just told you. And he's like, you know what? I think you were running. So I remember I did get a little mouthy because, like I said, I don't know, remain silent, right? I was trying to defend myself. Mm-mm. And he said, I said, officer, let me ask you something, which is probably a bad idea. I said, if indeed we were running for I said, where did you find us? You're like, oh, you three were in the middle of the golf course. And I said, yeah. I said, when you shine your light, we were definitely surprised to see you. You're like, yeah, I definitely, snuck up on you guys. I'm like, yes, agreed. So I said, if we were running from the cops, why would we be standing still in the middle of a golf course if we were running from you guys? I'm like, and they're like, oh, well, I'll be asking the questions here. I'm like, there. I might have put in 2 eye rolls, and that would have got me to pat down after. This part I got actually scared because he's like, okay. Answer. He could tell I was the mouthy one, so he's like, all right, do you have anything on you, knives, guns? I said, no. I said everything in my pocket. He said, explain. I said, okay. I said chapstick, phone, wallet. That's what I have in my pocket.
Chopsticks on you?
Chapstick.
Oh.
Yeah. Chapstick.
He's very dainty. He's very high maintenance. Okay. We don't judge him for it.
I heard chopsticks. So
I remember saying that. I said I have chapstick.
Officer.
I was so confused.
Deadly weapon. Yeah.
I'll eat your nose.
Yeah. And then like wasabi in the back, in the eye. Yeah. Like
wasabi, ginger, noodles,
some soy sauce.
Yeah. And I remember he turned me around and he's like, all right, hands up. I said, okay, fine. He's like, pat me down. So he said, what do you have in your pockets? I said, chapstick. Well, he pats me down and everything, and he gets to this pocket. I'll never forget it.
Yeah.
So he goes, he can hold on to my chapstick. And I remember he saying, what is this? Chapstick. What is it? Like, actually, like, yanking my pants at this point. I'm like, what's this? I said, chapstick. He's like, I don't know if he's deaf or what, but I don't know, maybe seeing if I was going to panic or something, maybe trying to play the game. He said, what is this? I'm like, chapstick. And I put my hands down to show it to him. And he's like, and like, I got shoved. And I don't know if he's like, put your hands up. And I was like, oh, okay. That's when I got scared. I'm like, shoot. Because I didn't see. I don't know if he pulled out his gun. I don't know what he did.
You know what he thought? He thought it was a detonator for me.
Yeah. AK is in the terrorist organization. Yeah. So yeah, after that,
probably a switch.
Yeah, switch.
Golly.
And so that was mine, and it was all over. It was just a lot of things that could have been avoided. Like I said, are we completely innocent in this? No. I think it was definitely exaggerated, it definitely stemmed from, let's be honest, someone prejudiced who decided to call, because we weren't doing it. It was late at night and we were walking. Yeah. That's what we were doing. And yeah.
It's not like we were getting close to anyone's house or anything.
Yeah, we were not on anyone's property or anything like that. So they called, they said, suspicious individuals, and you have 2 minors. This one in like prep school or whatever.
Exactly. Yeah. Like, I'm not even from the sketchy high school, man. I'm like, I go to a nice school. I'm like, come on,
guy wears a tie to the mall or something.
Exactly. I wear a tie every Wednesday to go to that school. So, right? Like, I was like, yo, it's nuts. And then here's the thing. As I'm still bleeding at this point, I received 0 first aid. If you haven't gotten this by now, the whole time I'm with the whole experience.
That's why Ak is like this to this day. He lost so much blood.
I lost so much blood. Okay, it's just there's no more to function this. But No, now the officer's like, okay, clearly you're not a, whatever, and we're going to take you guys home. I'm like,
I panicked. Yeah, you would think. Okay, for most individuals, they would be like, "Phew, we were out of trouble." I
We're
immediately
just getting
thought,
into trouble.
I'm like, "Oh my god, his parents are gonna kill us." Because we didn't do anything, but still, like cops are
Nick's
involved.
never coming here for
That's
vacation
that's what
again.
ran through my mind. I said, I came here to visit. I said, your parents were so nice to have me, and I said, look what happened. I'm like, I remember thinking, they're never gonna want me to see you again. They're never gonna want me to come for vacation because Nick brings trouble
Nope.
with his chopstick. Damn it, chopstick.
So
Yeah.
the officer brought us
Chopsticks.
to the.
What's it? Because your sister was 21.
Yeah.
Because she was legally an adult. If she was not, they would have to knock on the door and
Yeah.
drop us off
Oh my
in
gosh.
pieces. So the fact that she was able to show her ID, that's why, because we were technically in the presence of an adult, right? So,
Maybe, but like whatever it is he puts us in the back of the cop car, drives us back to my parents' place. We get dropped off, thank God, because we're just stressing that this police officer's about to knock on the door and I'm bleeding, right? And
You should have been like, he beat me up.
I was like, he did it. No, but and
hey,
then,
no, it doesn't matter. We'd still get.
Yeah.
We're still gonna get.
Why
a
do you let
whooping.
yourself get beat up by
Yeah,
the
yeah.
police?
Like, come here. Take one more. Yeah, come here. Here's another.
This for getting beat up. This
Yeah.
for causing trouble.
Bleeding on my carpet.
We get dropped off immediately. So we walk like we're walking towards the door, right? Police officer drives off, turns, he's gone. We run to the side of the house, and we turn on the hose at the side and just wash off my leg. My shoes, I remember these shoes. I love these
The
shoes.
white ones.
The white ones.
They were white, of
Oh,
course.
no.
They're
white shoes.
ruined, right? Ruined. They're just bloodstained and ruined at that
Never
point.
get white shoes.
Right? I love these shoes. These shoes I love them.
Yeah, because they have his DNA all over. They're part of me.
They're part of me. And
I am
so
one with
wash
shoe.
off, we wash off the shoes, and now we're trying to plot how we're going to get in and how we're going to get in the house, right? And I say, all right. We show up, and so we just like, okay, we're all going to take off our shoes, hold it in our hands, right, when we go to the front door. I'm going to hide my leg behind the wall to get inside the house so they can't see my left leg. And we're just going to say, we're super sweaty, and just run into our respective bathrooms, right, when we get home. Then we're going to go in, and we're all going to put on long pajamas, so we're matching, right? So no one can see the gash wound that's in my leg. Plan works. I have no idea how this actually happened, but this plan worked, right? Get in.
I was expecting a plot twist there. They're at the door waiting.
No. We run in. No one's the wiser. We run into our bathrooms, and I'm like, okay, now I have to stop the bleeding.
Oh.
I have Band-Aids, but no antiseptic, right?
that
And
was-
I've been bleeding it's bleeding. It's like, it's bad, right?
Mm-hmm.
I text my sister from the bathroom. No Neosporin, no nothing. No witch hazel, nothing here, right? What do? My sister texts me, do you have mouthwash in the bathroom?
Oh, no.
I'm like, yes. She's like, mouthwash is an antiseptic. Listerine Cool Mint. Let me tell you, there was nothing cool about that mint. Okay. That I got at the
Yeah.
I was like, can I put it on like some like toilet paper or something? She's like, nope, you just gotta pour it on. I'm like, that hurt so
I can imagine.
bad. It hurt so bad, right? And I'm just like, and I bandage it up, shower, get all that stuff, and then we put on our pajamas. Oh my!
I remember there was a moment out because I'll never forget it. I think when you were done with that and bandaged yourself up and we were all finished shower, we all like went into your bathroom to check up on you, and we all like had a moment. We were like, and we all like hugged each other.
Oh my!
Like we were
gosh.
like, what a night we just went through.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And up to now, so when my parents, as the FGP audience, when my parents see this, this is the first time they will ever hear this story.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
They
yeah.
have no idea.
They don't know this story happened.
For now almost 10 years
Mm-hmm.
that this happened. that this occurred.
Yeah.
When we
That's true. This is the first time we're telling anyone.
That's gonna be an
You have a
interesting
wire on
one.
you? Do you have
We-
a wire?
we told my
Yeah.
It's being recorded and it's live.
we told my sister
Everyone pinky swear.
that
Pinky swear.
we told my sister that we would say this at her wedding,
Mhm.
right? We would do this in our speech at her wedding, but unfortunately Nick was unable to come to the wedding.
No.
So now we're able to say.
Oh, I
it.
thought you were going to say, unfortunately, Nick didn't get married. And I'm like,
No, my sister's
Okay.
wedding.
Yeah.
And yeah, so but we were supposed to do this there, but
Yeah. Yeah, it's... I mean, now we can look back
yeah,
and laugh, but I'm like... I think at an early age, we kind of saw some definite flaws in the justice system there. And-
Look, I look back on that incident and I'm like, I thank my lucky stars we weren't shot.
Yeah,
I was like-
we could have. Looking back now, it could have definitely been different.
I'm like
you know,
and you see when I hear that stuff happens, that's why it puts it in a different context for me because I'm like, damn, and I credit to that officer for not doing it.
yeah, he could have.
Right?
You know, he could have.
Could
definitely-
have, right? And it would have been who's there to argue whether he said police, right? At that point,
Yeah.
no one, right? There's nothing there, right? So I mean, credit to him and where
Yeah.
my parents are and that sort of stuff. The police are, and I will say, even though it turned out to be this whole big thing, the police are typically pretty sensible and pretty responsible there. But this is how situations go crazy, and it starts off with something. That's why I said there's the bougiest instance of racial profiling: brown people running on a golf course, right? Like this is. There's so many more.
I probably suspected vandalism of some sort.
Yeah,
leaving
it's like,
footprints on the path.
what are we gonna do? Like, come out, you know, with my 9-iron.
We're gonna start playing a game
Yeah,
of
they're
cricket.
gonna start
yeah.
playing
Yeah, it's
some
like
golf, tear up the turf.
yeah, it's like I don't know,
Yeah.
but for whatever it was,
No.
very stupid.
Yeah, we were. Yeah, definitely.
a situation that got blown way out of
Yeah,
proportion.
and could have ended a lot worse.
Yeah.
Like looking back now, that could have been very, very different how that
Yep.
played out. So,
Yep.
but yeah,
So you live
There
and
we
you
go.
learn.
definitely. I haven't been on golf courses ever since.
And that was the last time he was ever on a golf
Yeah,
course.
and I just got PTSD every time I go to golf.
Emotional
Yeah.
traumatized.
Yeah.
Nick's asked to like caddy someone. He's driving the golf cart and he's
Yeah.
always just turning. To
Yeah, like no, you don't need to golf. I'll take you to
Yep.
go to Applebee's. Yeah.
Yep.
So we're past 9:00,
We're at 9:00.
and
Time
I think that's
flies.
a good end to our story today.
A good stopping point. So that is the end of FGP Life's podcast, episode 10.
Yep.
Nick, thank you so much for joining us, man.
Thank you for having me. Sorry, I didn't know time flew.
Time
Oh
flies.
yeah,
yeah.
time flies on these.
Hope I didn't speak too much.
No, you're good.
You're our guest. You're supposed to.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sounds good. Yeah.
So, but thanks for being on, buddy.
Thanks for having me, both of you.
All right, and thank you, our audience. We'll be back. Stay tuned.
Maybe next week, maybe the week next.
Maybe
after
next
that.
week or the week after that. Stay tuned. Follow us on Facebook, and please, if you're already following us on Facebook, subscribe to our YouTube channel. It really helps us out. Thank you so much. YouTube or Twitch, wherever you may be watching, thank you for watching and your support.
We gotta hit 1,000 subs on YouTube.
Woo!
Yeah, we got it too, so we can get our upgraded account.
Yes. Yes. Thank you. That's our goal. So how about this? The goal for the end of season 2 is going to be 100 subs on YouTube.
I can see that. Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah. 100 subs.
All right.
You guys make it happen.
Subscribe. Share this with your friends. Thank you.
See you guys.
Good night.